One of the funniest things that Sparking Zero has added to this game is over in the gallery. You go over to the encyclopedia and you click on it. Videl gets a phone call. Who could that be? From no one other than Bulma and Chi-Chi, and you go through all 182 characters, and they just gossip about them. So today we're gonna react to them and see what they say, starting with all the Gokus. And
this is Goku when he was young, right around the time I became a blushing bride.
He proposed to you at the World Martial Arts Tournament, didn't he?
Yep, we made a promise to wed when we were just little kids.
Aw, that's so romantic.
Okay, so that's cool. They add a little bit of Dragon Ball flavor into that and talk about, you know, how they kind of sort of met and when they made their promise.
This was around the time when Goku was all about fighting and never about working.
Isn't he pretty much always like that, though?
Yeah, that's kind of true, I guess.
I feel like that was a slight at Goku. He's always about fighting. Although early mid, I guess I can see where he was only about fighting. I think it was towards the end of, like, actually the start of Super when he wasn't just about fighting.
Ugh, Super Saiyans drive me nuts! My whole family looks like a bunch of delinquents after they transform, and they never listen to me.
Oh, give it a rest.
It just makes them tougher, that's all.
I've always thought it was really funny that Chi-Chi hates Super Saiyans, because in Japan, blonde is meant for delinquents, and that's why she says that, and I've always thought it was funny.
Goku was jumping between the living world and the other world so much. Gohan and Goten didn't get to spend a lot of time with him.
Between Cell, the Supreme Kai, and all the Majin stuff, that was a real tough time to be raising kids.
Being a good mom is a crazy job, huh?
But what Videl added there at the end doesn't really make sense to me, but, you know, she's trying to relate. I get it.
There it is again. I really wish Goku would set a better example for our kids.
I'm just impressed about how many times Goku has saved the planet by now.
For real! And he's a first-rate martial artist to boot.
It is funny that no matter how many times he saves the world, just because you go Super Saiyan, Chi-Chi's mad about it.
This is even worse than his base form of delinquency. I don't know what goes on in that man's head sometimes.
At my age, I don't think I can pull off a hairstyle like that.
I mean, it does make him look pretty intimidating, though.
It's funny that the spikier the hair gets, the more intimidating, quote-unquote, he looks. That's what she means, like, the Super Saiyan 2 is just spikier. Some of you didn't know, and there's lightning.
Look how scary he is! I hope Gohan doesn't try to copy this look.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
With how smiley Goku tends to be, seeing him like this is almost uncanny.
I would love to see, like, a Super Saiyan 3 Gohan, or we've seen Vegeta, but like a Gotenks Trunks. Super Saiyan 3 would be so cool to see on them.
Lately, Goku's been actually going to work and acting like a responsible father.
Yeah, I was shocked to find out that he got his driver's license.
Hard to picture him in a classroom.
And here it is. This is where it starts being like, where he grows up and finally becomes an adult.
Even in his 40s, Goku's attitude hasn't changed much. I just want him to act his age.
I get you. I mean, he's got grandchildren now.
He also looks the same as he did, like, 20 years ago. Ugh, those Saiyans and their graceful aging.
That is cool to know that they give us, like, an age of what Goku's age is in Super.
Now his hair is red. This one I just don't get. The blonde hair made him look like a delinquent enough already.
Well, other than the hair color being different, he looks like he's become a lot stronger, too.
Don't bother. That has nothing to do with it. It's all the same to Chi-Chi.
It is funny that it is all the same to Chi-Chi. Super Saiyan God has to be one of my favorite forms, though, and I really just like the color blue, but Super Saiyan God, something about just the look is great.
Great. Now he's got blue hair for some reason. I hope Gohan and Goten don't try to copy this nonsense.
Well, I know I'm very biased, but I happen to like how flashy it is.
If he keeps finding new transformations, maybe we'll see Super Saiyan Green someday. Or maybe purple. Maybe not.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I like the little nods to Broly and Ego. That's funny. That's actually pretty funny.
Goku? Oh, wow.
His attitude's made a complete 180.
He looks stronger than ever.
I love the way UI looks in this game. It looks so good.
Goku and I are getting older, sure, but white hair? It's far too early for that.
Sounds like it's black hair or nothing, huh, Chi-Chi?
I don't know. I kinda dig the silvery look.
It's pretty funny that she sees white and the first thing she thinks of is, oh, he's getting old. No. What are they gonna say about GT Goku?
That's Goku? I can't even tell anymore.
Look, he's got a tail.
Oh man! Not that I want to look that young again, but I'm still kinda jealous.
Okay. Not really what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that.
This kid that looks like Goku even copied his blonde hair obsession.
If he can turn into a Super Saiyan, that must mean he's a Saiyan himself, right?
Could he be like a long-lost relative or something?
What is this bit they're playing? Do they really not recognize that that's Goku? Like, I get it's not canon. I wonder if that's why. It's because it's not canon, so they're trying to say, like, oh, who's this?
I don't care what Super Saiyan number it is. Shaving off your eyebrows is not a good look.
Anybody can rock a look if they set their mind to it. Heck, I bet even Gohan could, if he wanted.
Now that would be a shock.
She's not wrong. Chi-Chi's not wrong. Super Saiyan 3, the hair, eyebrows being gone, it has always been weird to me.
Is that my Goku? He looks so different.
Different's fine. Sometimes you gotta let a guy try something new.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
Okay, so why did they recognize Super Saiyan 4, but like Kid Goku was unrecognizable to them?
Aw, Goku was a little cutie when he was this age, wasn't he?
This is what my husband looked like when we first met as little kids. Goten is the spitting image of him, isn't he?
I remember how shocked I was when I met somebody with a tail for the first time. This is such a nostalgic look for him.
Okay, so I just went down memory road basically with this one. Goku Mini, actually, I'm surprised. What would they say about Daima? Oh, they have nothing for Daima yet. Oh, you can't even girl talk? They have no gossip? Some girls. Early
When
Vegeta
Vegeta first came to Earth, he kept going on and on about being a prince or an elite or whatever. I just remember how nasty his attitude was.
Now he's a father of 2 and fights alongside Goku. Wow!
You and Goku were really positive influences on him.
I kind of wish they more so explained how they felt in the moment of like the saga for Vegeta being a bad guy here. That makes sense. What are you gonna say about grade 8? Wait.
I'm so glad Trunks doesn't have a tail. If they both turned into this thing, my house would be in shambles.
Now that you mention it, Vegeta doesn't have a tail. I heard that he used to, though.
That's because Yajirobe sliced it off back when Vegeta was fighting with Gohan.
Okay, now how does Chi-Chi know about the slicing of the tail and Gohan was fighting him? What? They gave her all the tea. That's crazy.
Bulma, remind me, was this around the time he started living with you?
That's right. He just seemed so lonely. I couldn't help but want to take care of him. Next thing I knew, well, you know.
I'm so glad Vegeta met you, Bulma.
And next thing you know what, Bulma? Explain. Okay, we got early Z.
And Vegeta follows the trend. Saiyans, they're all alike.
Ooh, blonde works for me too. If anything, I'm kinda envious how easily he can change his hairstyle.
You're a lot more tolerant of that kind of stuff, aren't you?
That was the most Bulma line I think I've ever heard in any Dragon Ball content.
Okay, real talk. I don't see much of a difference here.
Yeah, I don't really get it either.
Ever talked with him about what the deal with this form was?
Haven't asked. Even if I did, I doubt he'd say a word about it.
Okay, first of all, how do you not notice? Like, look at how much bulkier he is. Like, I get it. He's already bulky, but like, bro is bulky. Look at those thunder thighs. What?
I remember this time. You should have seen how elated Vegeta was when he heard Goku was allowed to come back to life for one day for the tournament.
Right. Vegeta and Trunks got to participate in the world tournament as father and son.
Gotta give credit to Vegeta for being a supportive father. Our husbands both got to see their boys compete in the arena.
It's kind of funny to know that like thinking that Vegeta was kicking his feet in the air, knowing that Goku was coming back for the day. It's kind of a funny thought to have.
By this time, Vegeta had become very used to being in his Super Saiyan form on a regular basis.
Man, Vegeta's a hard worker.
I think he was always frustrated that Goku became a Super Saiyan first.
What kind of... Wait, what? I feel like that conversation just didn't make sense. None of it... Okay, we'll just keep going.
Vegeta as a Super Saiyan 2. He hated losing so much, he dedicated himself fully to getting on Goku's level.
Didn't he use some kind of special room with a gravity-changing machine? He'd have to be nuts to work out in a place like that.
Oh, wow! A whole room just for training! Rich people's houses, am I right?
Jealous. Dang, Chi-Chi. They'll calm down a little bit. Okay, what are they gonna say about Majin Vegeta? This is interesting. Like, how much tea do they really know?
This was when Vegeta's power was enhanced by Babidi. I couldn't believe he wanted to go back to being his old evil self for a time.
Hey, something's written on his forehead. I wonder what the M stands for.
Some kind of new fashion trend? Beats the heck out of me.
Okay, so they know some tea, but not all tea. Like, they don't know what the M stands for Majin.
I remember that time Vegeta stood up to Beerus at your birthday party. What a man. Good on him.
Stop, I'm blushing. I guess everyone's opinion has kinda changed of Vegeta. Even mine.
He's a lovely husband. I admit, though, I never expected him to be so good at cooking.
Vegeta's good at cooking? He's a chef? He be chefing? Hold on. Chef Vegeta is crazy.
Vegeta still has some serious anger problems. He needs to chill out and think about how he's influencing our kids.
Just when I was giving him credit for being a good father and a dedicated husband, he goes and becomes a delinquent too.
He is a good parent, though. I'm the breadwinner of our household, but we're safe and sound because of him.
So that's how it works with you guys.
Damn, she really just admit that, like, yeah, I make the money, but he's high-key the bodyguard, which obviously makes sense, but, like, that's just kind of funny.
Look at how nice this color is. Even the red suits him. Oh, how does my hubby do it?
To become a Super Saiyan God, you need to gather 6 different Saiyans.
Considering how few living Saiyans there are, thank goodness for our little Pan.
I do love that Bulma is just doing spins on it. She loves Vegeta, and you know what? We stand a queen that stays by his king.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan? I don't really get it, but I've heard it's super strong.
A blue-haired punk. He and Goku both discovered this look around the same time.
I've heard this transformation uses up less energy and allows you to better control the power you exert with a calm mind.
With how short-tempered and cranky he tends to be, it'd be nice if he had a calm mind like this all the time.
Interesting. Actually, interesting to know. I know we've already kind of known that that's what it takes to be a Super Saiyan, but it's interesting to know that Super Saiyan Blue took less energy than God. I thought it was the other way around, but, you know, okay, cool. All right, what did I have to say about Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta?
Huh, what do you think? Pretty wild and cool looking, isn't he?
You're telling me that's Vegeta? You've got to be kidding.
They look kind of similar, I guess. Hard to tell, though.
Wait, who looks similar? Like Vegeta and Vegeta, or like Super Saiyan 4 Goku and like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? Videl did not give us context to work with there.
Oh, look at my sweet little angel. Ever since he was born, I just knew he would study hard and be an academic genius.
Gohan's been a hard worker ever since he was little, and so dedicated to his studies. He's the best.
He's never seemed like he enjoys fighting. Funny how he's the complete opposite of Goku.
I was waiting for Videl to be like, oh, Gohan's so cute. Like, she did that to Goku, but she can't do that to Gohan? It's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie.
This is Gohan when he was fighting Cell and the androids. I know he was defending the Earth, but he had me worried sick!
Honestly, leaving the fate of the world in the hands of a single kid? That was a huge gamble Goku took.
Gohan really got put through the ringer as a kid.
That's it. That's all they have to say. I get Chi-Chi's worry, but like, I don't know. I feel like some of the tea they have just isn't good. Oh, here we go. Chi-Chi's gonna be like delinquent.
This was Gohan at the start of his delinquent phase. He's already so handsome, he doesn't need to be blonde.
Gotta admit, though, he wears the golden spikes really well.
But ever since this happened, he let his martial arts training get too much in the way of his studies.
I don't think being behind on his studies has anything to do with being blonde.
I think he was around 10 years old by then. Becoming a Super Saiyan at that age takes real innate talent.
With guys like Goku and Vegeta, I'd say he had some pretty great role models to be inspired by.
Why is he called Teen Gohan? They literally just said he's 10 years old here. Or when he turned Super Saiyan, which is still around the same time. Why is he called Teen Gohan? I will never understand.
Gohan fought so hard to save the whole planet. I shouldn't be so hard on him.
Ugh, the Cell games. That was a rough time for everybody.
Cell was going to self-destruct, taking the Earth with him, until Goku teleported him away at the last second.
Not only was Gohan in danger, but then Goku's sacrifice. Oh, Chi-Chi, you've seriously had it rough.
I'll never let my boys die again.
That's crazy how she was like, oh, Gohan was saving the world, even though he was in Super Saiyan form. But Goku does it, and he's in Super Saiyan form, and it's like the end of the world.
This was Gohan when we were attending Orange Star High School. I had my suspicions about him, but I never could have guessed he was part alien.
Right, this was when the World Tournament was being held. Can't remember who took home the prize money.
The gang flew off, leaving Mr. Satan to fight 18 in a battle royale. Technically, he won, but he didn't exactly beat her.
Did Dad take credit for something he didn't actually do again? Oh, and he hasn't even been training lately.
That's crazy how Videl does not do spins on it like Bulma does Vegeta. I think even Chi-Chi does a little bit on Goku, but like Videl said nothing about him.
They called this form the Gold Fighter. He'd stop bank robbers on the way to school like a part-time vigilante.
No matter what he looks like, on the inside, I know he's my kind, wonderful little boy.
That sounds about right for Gohan. Peace only lasts so long, and a Saiyan can't just sit still with all that power. Glad he used it for good.
I feel like Videl and Bulma had more of a like conversation there than Chi-Chi. Like Chi-Chi just kind of bragged about it.
It's been a while, but I think the first time that Gohan became this form was when he faced that Kibito guy in the arena.
Oh, that was when he got stabbed by those two freaks with a magic lamp-looking thing.
I remember that. And then Majin Buu came along right after. That was probably the craziest time of my whole life.
Okay, a little bit of lore there. I like how they recognize that.
Our hero, Great Saiyaman, the righteous warrior who protects our fair city's peace.
I invented the device that allowed him to instantly change into his outfit wherever he wanted.
No matter what weird phases he goes through, my son is a true hero at heart. A superhero.
It's gonna sound weird, so I'm not gonna say it, but Chi-Chi definitely shows more love towards Gohan. And I mean, I get it, she's a mom. It's what moms do, but I feel
Well, Gohan definitely looks stronger and not like a delinquent for once. Otherwise, I don't get this form.
From what he told me, the Elder Supreme Kai performed a ceremony to unlock his latent inner power.
Saiyans do the strangest things.
Oh, I mean, this is cool. I mean, at least they added a little bit, like, they don't just know this. Videl says that she was told. So that's cool to know that, you know, they were told that. What are they going to say about one-armed Gohan? Hold on.
I remember Trunks mentioned that this Gohan was his teacher in the future. That's why he looks so vastly different from the one we know today.
No matter how old he gets or even what timeline he's from, my little Gohan is just the cutest thing.
He looks so much more dramatic than the Gohan I know. The future of where the androids won must have been terrible.
I love that Chi-Chi's like such a mom when it comes to Gohan. I hope she's like this with Goten too, or does she just have a favorite?
From what Trunks told me, Gohan's best efforts weren't enough to stop the androids.
I guess we never crossed paths in that timeline. I would have loved to fight by his side.
All the pain and suffering this Gohan went through. It kills me just thinking about it.
That just gave me an idea. I wonder if this Gohan and Videl have an interaction together. I need to find out.
This is when Piccolo became allies with Goku. He died protecting my son and narrowly escaped his home planet being destroyed. That's rough.
That was a crazy adventure we had on planet Namek. I'm just glad we got home in one piece.
That sounds crazy. What happened to planet Namek anyway?
The whole planet was destroyed. So the Namekians had to move all their people to a new one.
Good thing we have the Dragon Balls to fix problems as big as that.
Okay. I was honestly expecting Chi-Chi to like cuss him out almost, or like call him out for taking Gohan away for, what was it, 6 months? A year?
This is around when Goten and Trunks trained with him. He's taught them a whole lot.
I don't forgive him for that time he kidnapped my son, but
There it is.
Gohan really took a liking to him.
It's hard to imagine that he was once a bad guy.
I don't remember him training Goten and Trunks when he fused with Kami. Didn't he fuse with Kami like way before that? Like it was a Cell Saga, no? That was way before you trained them. Anyways.
This guy is a Namekian warrior like Piccolo. I've only ever heard about him. Wonder what he's up to these days.
I heard he did a Namekian fusion with Piccolo on planet Namek. They permanently merged into each other to become more powerful.
No offense, but it's not nearly as interesting as the fusions I've seen. They look exactly the same.
Well, we're only human. Hard to relate.
That was low-key. That was low-key racist. I'm gonna say it. Bulma's low-key racist for that one.
I've known Krillin for what feels like forever. He was such a precocious little snot back then. But look at how much he's grown.
With his martial arts skills, he's teamed up with Goku and the others to protect our planet countless times. He's even got a lovely wife and daughter.
Considering how many times he's been wished back to life by the Dragon Balls, I'd say he's almost as tough as a Saiyan.
That was the most backhanded compliment I think I've heard Chi-Chi say so far. Like, how do you just say that about him? Oh, is he gonna get roasted here?
Wonder how many years we've known Yamcha for now. Back in the day, he was a bandit, known as the Desert Hyena.
This is one of Goku's childhood friends. And Bulma's ex-boyfriend.
Wait, for real?
Sure was. I dumped his sorry butt after he cheated on me. But to be fair, he has grown into a really good dude since then.
Wonder what his love life is like these days. Hope he finds somebody.
Wait, he cheated on... That has to be the biggest fumble. Hold on. What? Yamcha cheated on her? That is... Yamcha just took the biggest fumble. That is actually crazy.
Goku's been rivals with this guy for years. Now he owns his own dojo in the mountains to train the next generation of martial artists.
An eyeball on his forehead? Huh. I wonder what the world looks like through his eyes.
Huh? Now I'm trying to picture three-eyed shades.
Actually, that's a good point. I should make some special sunglasses for him.
I've never once in my life, ever once thought about seeing Tien's POV. And now I really want to see Tien's POV. That would be crazy.
Look how handsome Trunks looks with that serious expression.
He's from the future, right? I wonder what the three of us are up to over in that alternate timeline.
I heard that almost all of humanity was wiped out by the androids.
Traveling back in time to the past in order to change the future was a real feat of science.
Wait, isn't that not how it works? Doesn't him going back to the past just make another branch that didn't actually affect his future? Because everyone was still dead. Like, even when he went back to kill 18, 17, and Cell, they were still dead.
Trunks can become a Super Saiyan just like Vegeta. Almost reminds me of Goku when he's like this.
Like delinquent father, like delinquent son. Next, you'll be turning blonde, Bulma.
Hey, handsome is handsome, no matter the hairstyle or the hair color.
I doubt that.
What does Videl mean by that? Did she just throw shade at my boy Trunks? Because I can't say that, actually. I was going to say Trunks is more handsome than, like, Gohan, but they're kind of equal. I'm not going to lie. I'm just being honest here.
My son is excellent with a sword, but even more skilled in hand-to-hand combat. Probably gets it from Vegeta.
They're training together a lot, aren't they?
It'll be interesting to see how our timeline's Trunks grows up.
Okay. Not too much, like, tea there. I need tea.
You know, Trunks has such good manners. For a delinquent.
Yeah, but when he transforms, it usually means he's about to risk his life in battle, which always worries me.
It's tough work having a Saiyan for a son.
Seriously.
I don't think they're talking about the same thing anymore.
I agree with Videl there. They 100% were on like two different wavelengths, 100%. Also, Chi-Chi needs to calm down with this delinquent stuff. Like, she's low-key annoying.
Look at the size of those biceps. Well, good to know your son is staying healthy.
Nah, I can't lie. His physique doesn't match up well with the beautiful face he inherited from me.
Saiyans really do have strange physiques. Can Gohan transform this way too?
Why do you want to know, Videl? Hold on. Why does Videl want to know? Also, Chi-Chi, that was sus. That was sus for, like, roasting Super Saiyans and suddenly, like, you know, all women are the same. I said it.
This is when he came back from the future again.
How could I forget? It was when that Goku doppelganger was messing up the future.
Poor Trunks. It seems like he's always been faced with hardship.
Jocko said that using time travel so much wasn't a good idea. But what other choice did I have but to help out my son?
Okay, so just kind of a little bit of lore there. Not too much.
Trunks sure has gotten strong, hasn't he?
Yes, it's so relieving to see our kids growing up into respectable adults.
You should be proud.
I'm surprised Chi-Chi didn't say something about the blonde hair. I am genuinely surprised.
Oh, my clever little boy. Even when he's being a brat, he's just the cutest.
I'm so glad that Goten has another kid his age to play with.
Those two get up to a lot of trouble together, but it's always a ton of fun to watch.
I agree with Videl. Goten and Trunks being kids, like their kid forms, is probably some of my favorite characters. I know a lot of people like bash on them and don't like them because they're annoying, but I have to say they're some of like my favorite scenes with them.
Seems like no time at all that Trunks transformed as well. Vegeta was so caught off guard, he called it a Super Saiyan bargain sale.
Yeah, I've heard that Gohan had a lot of trouble.
Some things just come easier to others.
Super Saiyan bargain sale? Bro, I'm so happy someone said it. Wait, I'm so happy to hear that line.
This little cutie's my second son, Goten. He's got a real talent for martial arts.
Chi-Chi, you used to spar with Goten, didn't you?
I could totally see that. After all, you were tough enough to reach the quarterfinals of the World Tournament.
Hey, if I don't want him to become a delinquent, I need to raise him to be strong and dependable.
That's some tough love.
Hold on, okay, so what does she have to say about Super Saiyan Goten?
I knew this would happen sooner or later. Every Saiyan eventually becomes a spiky-haired delinquent.
Goten is so powerful, despite the fact that he's just a little kid.
The first time he transformed, I was furious. But then again, what else should I have expected from Goku's son?
And just like that, Trunks could also turn Super Saiyan. It was such a shock since no one actually taught him how.
That is crazy that no one taught Goten, or Trunks, I think, to turn into Super Saiyans, because Vegeta was surprised when it happened. So that is really interesting to know that no one, like, actually taught them.
This is the fusion of Goku and Vegeta after wearing the Patara earrings.
There was some uncertainty on this, but you can only stay fused for an hour until you run out of energy.
I've always wondered, would a fused person be fed with a meal for one, or do they need to eat twice as much?
And you know, Bulma kind of spitting for that one. Does Vegito need to eat twice as much? Not that it'll ever get to that point, because they won't stay longer than probably not even an hour, but like that's a good question.
This is Vegito's super form that he became while fighting against Buu. Even turned into candy, he could still kick some tail.
He's usually a little cocky, but like this, he's as cool as a cucumber.
Yep, getting cocky while fighting a dangerous enemy is a bad habit.
Okay, but he has a right to be cocky. Like, come on. Come on.
Vegito Blue, he called it? There's so many frickin' transformations, it's hard to keep track sometimes.
He tried on this form for the first time to take on Goku Black and Zamasu.
Wow. I wonder how much stronger they can get, even beyond that.
I will agree there's a lot of forms, but it is not that hard to keep track of if you weren't so, like, caught up on them being a delinquent, Chi-Chi. Yeah, I said it.
This is Gogeta as a Super Saiyan. When did they do this for the first time again?
They fused in Otherworld at a point when they were both dead at the same time.
Unbelievable. Goku's a delinquent even when he's dead.
Okay, first, Chi-Chi, stop talking. Second, how does Bulma know this? Like, is Vegeta like low-key just like bedtime? It just spills all the tea? Because Bulma knows a little bit too much.
The fusion of Goku and Vegeta. But wait, how is it different from Vegito?
This version is the result of them performing the fusion dance. It's a lot more difficult than just putting on some earrings.
Trunks and Goten had to do the same thing. Vegeta was not a fan of those silly poses.
I'm glad that she mentioned the poses. I'm glad that Vegeta just got that we told that he's just not a fan.
Gogeta looks great when he goes super.
I'm tired of saying all this super stuff.
All right.
I'm tired of her being mad about Super. Like, Super is such a cool thing. If I could do it, I would.
Gogeta is so immensely powerful, he was able to stop Broly's rampage.
Is this their strongest transformation of all then?
I don't know. We certainly had some nice things to say, so maybe Blue is best.
And nothing to do with what they talked about, but she said we, but in the subtitles it said we, which is kind of funny.
Who's this supposed to be?
Is it Goku? Or maybe Vegeta? He's got a tail, it looks like, so maybe...
Either way, this guy looks kind of scary.
That's cool. But one, Bulma didn't say anything. I'm surprised. But two, it's cool to see that they don't recognize Gogeta there. That is kind of funny.
My sweet baby Goten. He's turned into such a little troublemaker.
He hasn't inherited a lot of Trunks' better qualities. Always getting carried away as soon as a fight begins.
It's cool that they're always so full of energy, but I don't like how much they push their opponent's buttons.
See, I love that. I love that Gotenks just is cocky, but he doesn't. I mean, he probably has the right to an extent to be cocky, but not against Buu, you know?
Gotenks! Did you say Righteous Grim Reaper or some nonsense? Have some class.
Names like the Die Missile Barrage were a bit much.
Not easy parenting these two, I know, but their sense of naming stuff is about what you'd expect from kids.
It's funny to know that they do not approve of what they say. That is kind of funny, actually.
Oh, his eyebrows are gone. His delinquency has reached a new level. What do we do about this, Bulma?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah, he looks a little delinquentish, I guess.
Whatever makes them happy, I guess.
It's just Chi-Chi, bro. It's just Chi-Chi that has a problem with it. I don't get it.
Hey, that's me and my good old high school days.
I admit, when Gohan first brought you over, I had my doubts.
Now that you mention it, you pretty much gave us your blessing to get married right there on the spot, didn't you?
Hey, when I see a rich girl living in a house the size of a small village, you bet I want her engaged to my son.
You're a real mistress of subtlety, Chi-Chi.
You know, I'm glad that she got called out there, because that is crazy how shameless Chi-Chi is.
This old fossil is a legendary martial artist who's trained Goku and Krillin since they were kids.
He's a skilled fighter and all, but why oh why does he have to be such a pervert?
Uh-huh. I've heard a lot of rumors about this guy.
He's looked the same for so many years. Think he's got some kind of ancient technique to keep himself from aging?
Okay, wait, has Videl never met Master Roshi, like, in the anime or the manga? Now that I think about it, I don't think so. Actually, that's crazy. Actually kind of crazy.
When the turtle hermit drops the perversion and gets serious, he's a tough one. To handle training Goku, he'd have to be.
He always gave it his all, whether it be when Frieza came to Earth or at the Tournament of Power.
He looks so different compared to when he's relaxing at Kame House.
Master Roshi was not there when Frieza came to Earth, and Trunks stopped it. So wait, am I just forgetting? I could have sworn he wasn't there. There's actually no way that he was there.
Frieza is the evil tyrant who destroyed planet Vegeta. He's so powerful that he just glides around in his stupid little hovercraft.
His power level was around 530,000. Really high up on himself.
So how strong is 530,000 in the grand scheme of things?
Oh, who the heck knows?
Nah, is that low-key a stray to Frieza? Because in reality, who knows? Who knows? What does that really mean, you know? What does that really mean that your power level is 530,000?
Frieza turned into this brutish thing after Vegeta coaxed it out of him.
Krillin got impaled on one of his horns. Gohan told me it was gruesome to watch.
My little angel Gohan battled a monster like this? I knew I shouldn't have let him go to Planet Namek.
It's too late for that, Chi-Chi. Get over it. Gohan put up a good fight, too.
Ugh! Now he's got this elongated skull. Disgusting.
Honestly, I think he looked stronger before.
You think this stretched out head was intentional? Or was that just part of the transformation without him knowing?
I'd rather not put myself in Frieza's mind.
Nah, why do they have to say elongated? Why? Something about the word elongated just made me laugh.
This is what he looks like most often these days.
You know what? He kinda looks better without the horns.
He's got a nightmarish aura about him.
Okay, not much tea there. They're just kind of saying they're scared. What are they gonna say about buff Frieza, though?
This is when Frieza gathered all his strength and beefed himself up.
Judging by the size alone, the second form still looked a lot stronger than this. But I guess it must be his most powerful form.
Maybe we'll never fully understand all these transformations.
Apparently not, because just because you're taller doesn't mean you're stronger, you know what I mean?
After Goku defeated him, Frieza came back with a cybernetic body.
Repairing yourself with mechanical parts. There's some truly incredible technology we have now.
Yeah. Until Trunks came in and made cold cuts out of him.
Okay, you didn't have to roast him like that, but why is Videl making it seem like Earthlings have this technology too? Because she's forgetting, like, he's an alien.
Still don't know if Whis bringing Frieza back to life was the best idea. After all, he said that he had no intention of turning over a new leaf.
At least he had no delusions that what he was doing was evil.
If he does anything really bad, we'll just have Goku deal with him again.
Well, is there foreshadowing here?
Whoa! It's so shiny I'm almost blinded by it.
Turning golden when you power up. It's so much like a Super Saiyan.
In other words, it's Frieza's delinquent form.
How did she... Like, I get it, but, like, she needs to get the word delinquent out of her head. Like, truly.
This thing looks very unique.
This was Dr. Giro's ultimate android creation. He absorbs the bioextract of humans to make himself stronger.
He devoured entire city populations, all for the sake of attaining a transformation.
Okay, so they just spilled the tea on Cell and how he works. Interesting.
This is Cell after absorbing number 17.
Yep, Vegeta fought this freak. Why does he look like that?
Even 17 couldn't make him any more human-like. Or any less repulsive.
What does Bulma say by what does he look like that? Like, he looks fine. He looks a little weird, but like, he's not disgusting. I don't know.
After Cell absorbed 17 and 18, he went on to host his own tournament called the Cell Games. What a strange thing to do.
I couldn't believe it when I found out Gohan defeated him when he was just a kid.
Goku always pushes things too far. Piccolo was really angry at him.
How does Bulma know this, bro? Vegeta, I just imagine Vegeta cuddled up at night, being the little spoon and just spilling all the tea of what happened throughout his day. Like, that's truly how I imagine that Bulma knows all this.
Not only did he survive self-destructing, but he came back even stronger than before.
Perfecter Cell? It never ends with this guy.
For all the horrible things he did, he deserves to rot in the underworld.
I just want to mention, though, has anyone transformed with Cell from second to perfect form Cell in this game yet? Because that has to be one of the funniest transformation lines I've heard so far.
Cell created a bunch of miniature copies of himself, but Gohan eradicated all 7 of them. Or was it 8?
Considering just one of them was strong enough to overpower Vegeta, it's incredible how easily Gohan took them all out.
And he's usually so calm and kind-hearted. I can't even picture that.
Yeah, well, Cell made him angry, Fidel. You weren't there, you wouldn't get it.
This is Boo, who lives at our house now. All he ever does is eat and sleep, but he's actually super powerful.
I know he's tremendously strong, but why wasn't he in the Tournament of Power again?
He ended up training a little too hard. And then he took a nap that he couldn't wake up from in time. Oops.
You know, low-key, Boo kind of living the life. All he does is lives at a rich person's house. All he does is sleep and eat. I wouldn't say I want his life, but I wouldn't say I'd be mad, you know?
This guy was made from all the evil that Boo expelled from himself into a separate being. He's so pale and emaciated.
He looks really unhealthy here.
That nasty Majin Buu is long gone. To us, now he's just Boo.
There wasn't much told here, but he does look unhealthy. He's always made me think, I was like, bro, get some food in you. Like, Boo kept all the fat. It's actually crazy.
When the bad Boo absorbed the good Boo, he became even more evil.
Piccolo said Boo never tried to hurt my dad, even when he was like this.
Yeah, and now they're the best of friends.
Wait, Super Boo also didn't attack Mr. Satan? I don't remember them really ever interacting, but it's kind of... Really? I didn't know that.
This is Boo after he absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo. How could he do that to my baby boy?
He also absorbed their worst personality traits.
With how many people he can absorb at once, I don't even want to think about what the inside of Majin Buu's body looks like.
What does Bulma mean by the worst personality of them? I don't feel like Boo absorbing Gotenks really changed anything. He was already cocky. He just got re-cocky once he absorbed them.
He even absorbed my poor Gohan! Actually, I forget. How did he and the others escape from inside of him?
Our husbands fused into Vegito, let themselves be absorbed into his body, and then ripped Gohan and the others out of their imprisonment.
Rip them out? Okay, now I'm kind of curious, but how the heck would Boo be able to show me what his insides look like?
That is one weird sentence that Videl is asking for. But this convinced me even more that Vegeta just yaps, bro, at night.
This was Majin Buu's last form when Goku was able to defeat him. He doesn't talk much. Not a thought behind those eyes.
He got so tiny all of a sudden.
Don't let his size fool you. It took a spirit bomb with energy gathered from everyone on Earth to defeat him. And even then, it was a close call.
That it was, Bulma, that it was. He's more dangerous like this.
That's my dad. the world champion, Mr. Satan.
Still such a popular guy. People named an entire city in his honor after he defeated Cell, as we all know.
I know. He's gotten all these accolades that our friends deserve for how hard they fought to protect us.
Hey, he's a charismatic guy. It happens. I can't imagine how insufferable Vegeta would be if he let things go to his head.
You know what? He's worked hard and done a lot for us. I hope Mr. Satan continues to do his best going forward.
I feel like they deserve at least like a 20% cut, you know? Like all the Z fighters and stuff. Maybe just Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. I mean, Gohan has Videl, so I guess that's fair. But like, Piccolo deserves a cut. I feel like they deserve a cut. I'm not gonna lie.
He and Tien Shinhan used to train under the sinister Crane Hermit. Also, for some reason, he's always looked like he's a tiny baby.
Despite how cute he looks, I know he's like a telekinetic assassin or something, right? Underestimate him and you'll pay the price.
He has a brave and honorable side to him. One time, he gave his life for Tien Shinhan with a kamikaze attack.
Okay, I don't know what Videl's talking about when she said cute. I think she needs to look up the definition of cute in the dictionary, but I would not say that Chaozu is cute.
He's hung out a lot with Goku and Krillin. These days, I think he spends a lot of time at Korin's tower.
Is Yajirobe a farmer? He always seems to be bringing beans to Goku and Piccolo.
Those are sensu beans. I've tried some before. Not sure how they work, but they always help Goku and his friends get healed up.
What is Videl? Videl has only ever had one sensu bean, and that's after she got beat up by Spokovich. When has she ever had another sensu bean again? Give me the lore here. Ooh, what did he say about Pan?
This girl. I get the weirdest feeling that I know her from somewhere.
Same here.
Doesn't she look like someone we know?
Wait, actually, she looks a lot like my little Pan, doesn't she?
Look! This is a little glimpse into the future of your daughter all grown up.
Huh, okay, so I get it. Like, if you guys notice, when I press the square button, it says super under them. So, them not knowing the GT characters is just very interesting to me.
He's such a polite young man.
Definitely well-mannered, but maybe not so strong.
Don't ask me why, but I feel like he's a million times stronger than he looks.
Yeah, if he trained properly, he could take on Goku, don't you think?
How do they know that he's strong? I get Videl would probably figure it out, but like Chi-Chi? Why? How do you know? How do you?
Now this looks like a strong fighter.
I bet Goku would want to fight him.
Well, he is always looking for his next challenge.
Okay, so they don't have too much to say about just weird. Oh, here we go.
This was Goku's father who died many years ago. I'd love to meet him someday when I pass away.
He looks a lot like Goku, but way more serious.
If he's a Saiyan, I bet good money he was killed by Frieza, wasn't he? Oh, poor guy.
I'm grateful that he delivered my Goku here to me on our little blue planet.
There's a lot of tea there that I need to know how they got information of, because I don't even think Goku knows at this point, doesn't even know what Bardock looks like. So how does Chi-Chi? I need tea of how they got the tea, because that is interesting.
I can't believe this nasty jerk was Goku's older brother. He was plotting an invasion and mistreated my precious Gohan.
He was described to me as violent and cruel and hot-blooded. The total opposite of Goku.
Thank goodness it was Goku who landed on Earth first.
Okay, so they just talked about Raditz and brother. I was expecting a little bit more detail, I'm not gonna lie.
This is a bioweapon that the Frieza Force uses. They're man-made creatures that are instantly born from seeds.
Their self-destruct attack is so unsettling.
Life is fleeting.
Okay, they didn't even... honestly, I thought Yamcha was gonna catch a stray, and someone was gonna say that they killed Yamcha.
Look how strong this guy is. He and Vegeta came to invade Earth many years ago.
In the end, Vegeta finished him off for not being useful anymore.
Vegeta was a real villain back then, huh?
Okay, not a whole lot again, just a little bit of lore. And like I said, Vegeta just yaps about everything during bedtime.
This aggravatingly handsome guy was one of Frieza's right-hand men.
He is pretty. Oh, yeah.
I'd be able to appreciate his looks if he wasn't a sleazy villain.
That's crazy that it was Bulma that said that, and the other two were just kind of being horny over him. Because Bulma was ecstatic when she first saw him.
He ain't so pretty now.
Yeah, no. Ugh, I like his first form better.
Sacrificed beauty in favor of power.
Even with the boosted strength, he barely stood a chance against Vegeta.
That's interesting. Interesting. Not any tea or anything, but interesting for sure.
The way this freak talks, the way he violently attacks people, and how gross he is. Ugh, can't stand him.
He was a former colleague of Vegeta's as well. When he quit, he wiped out Dodoria in an instant.
Huh? You mean Vegeta used to work for the Frieza Force too?
Let's just say I try to leave Vegeta's past in the past.
Bro, Dodoria just caught the biggest strays. That is crazy. Crazy.
Huh. He's got the armor of Frieza's minions, but I don't recognize him.
He's pretty unremarkable. Tried to get Vegeta with a really lame surprise attack, only to be blown to smithereens out of the sky.
Youch! That's gotta be one terrible fireworks show.
Alright, first, I want to know how they even recognize, like, half the cast right now that I've been clicking over. And this just proves more and more that Vegeta yaps.
Unforgivable. This jerk took over my beloved Goku's body. Not only that, he used it to attack Gohan. How dare he?
This guy is the lowest of the low. A true warrior would fight fair and square with their own body.
Did he ever end up back in his own body?
Long story short, he screwed up and wound up swapping with the body of an alien frog. He escaped back then. Probably still out there somewhere.
Okay, so they know about the body swapping, but they don't know that he re-swapped in Resurrection of F, which is interesting that that's not mentioned. Also interesting that that's not like a different, like, playable character, now that I think about it.
So many of these hench guys with the same armor. I can barely tell them apart.
This guy was Recoome from the Ginyu Force. Yet another guy that Goku defeated in battle.
This muscle frame and the orange mohawk? I remember one of the androids looks kind of like him.
Oh, the one who became friends with Gohan? I don't think that's the same guy.
Right, interesting that Android 16 was mentioned here. Interesting, actually.
The Blue Hurricane of the Ginyu Force. He calls himself the fastest in the universe.
In the end, he was all talk and Goku beat him easily. So much for being fastest, huh?
I bet if Goku fought him today, he could beat him running backwards.
If Goku fought him today, he just wouldn't fight. I think Birder would run. Try at least.
The red magma of the Ginyu Force, second in command, Jace. He's actually kind of cute.
Kinda, but the weird poses he does sorta kills it for me.
I don't get his outfit. Long sleeves and shorts? What? Is it winter on his arms and summer on his legs?
You know, I say that about girls that wear skirts during winter. Because they'll wear a big fluffy jacket, but then they're wearing a skirt. It's like, what? How? Make it make sense.
He's a member of the Ginyu Force who uses telekinesis. I heard Krillin and Gohan had a hard time with him.
Whoa, this guy's got 4 eyes. Must be nice to be able to see in all directions.
He was on planet Namek, but I never caught a glimpse of him.
Honestly, Goldo POV probably goes crazy. Not gonna lie.
It's Frieza's dad. I wonder if he can change into all sorts of different forms as well.
Trunks obliterated him in about 2 seconds, so I couldn't tell ya. Barely remember him.
I think he's in hell with the other bad guys. Serves him right.
You know, I never thought about it. King Cold just looks like Frieza's second form. I wonder if this is also like his second form. Or if this is his max form. I guess we won't find out. Big Girls couldn't give us a T either.
This is an android created by Dr. Gero. He loves nature and animals, and he even became friends with Gohan.
Despite being made by the same guy, each of the androids have such distinct personalities.
Maybe it's because they're each based on a unique model of some kind?
Okay. Not much. They mentioned 16 with Raccoon, but not the opposite. I was kind of expecting something.
This is 18's twin brother. Back then, he was really mean-spirited and cruel.
He was a real problem for Dr. Gero, constantly disobeying his orders and all.
He was converted into an android against his will, wasn't he? Can't blame him for his bad attitude.
Okay, they just kind of... I wanted to say they roasted him, but nah, they didn't really roast him too much.
Looks like 17's chilled out a bit. These days, he protects the forests on a remote island, and he's a dad.
When he won the Tournament of Power for us, I know he wanted a nice boat for him and his family, but he wished to save our universe instead.
Well, I gave him an expensive cruiser, so wish fulfilled.
Just what I'd expect from the richest woman on Earth.
Hey, he deserved it. MVP. MVP, he deserved it, not gonna lie.
Gotta say, Krillin scored himself a gorgeous wife.
I wonder if cyborgs like her and her brother age after they've been mechanically altered. Guess only time will tell.
Does that mean 18 will be young and beautiful forever?
A wife who's young forever. What more could a guy dream of?
She went from being one of our most hated enemies to being a fellow protector of the planet. Crazy how things change, huh?
That is, you know, Gigi was kind of spitting with that wish. Like, how come we don't have an 18 Super? I just realized that. It's just 18. Okay, interesting.
This is that strange-looking android who attacked the city with Dr. Gero.
Android 19 was Dr. Gero's most obedient creation. Bet he wished he designed all of them to be like that.
I bet an army full of 19s would be a pain to defeat.
It would be, because you can't blast them because they just absorb it. Oh, it was so annoying.
The androids and Cell were created by this mad scientist. Ugh, what a waste of intelligence.
This guy was a researcher for the Red Ribbon Army, right?
Yep. Goku crushed the Red Ribbon Army when he was a kid. And since then, their remnants have carried a grudge against him.
I'm not gonna lie, Chi-Chi does more spins on Goku when they're talking about other characters than she did when we were talking about Goku.
He revived Majin Buu, endangering the whole planet. He can also use his magic to control the minds of people with evil in their heart.
Think he could cast a spell that could rehabilitate delinquents?
That's one way to use your magic.
There's no way that's what Chi-Chi is trying to use the power for. Like, she needs to get over it. Like, she really does.
I hear this guy is the king of the demon realm or something. The look of him definitely screams evil to me.
Why would such an important figure kneel to someone like Babidi? It makes no sense.
It was Babidi's magic that made him into his servant. Eventually, Boo transformed him into a cookie and gobbled him up.
It must be harsh for the demon world now that they've got no king. Wonder if he had any family.
Wasn't there an episode? I don't know if I'm like, this is headcanon or like I just dreamt it, but isn't there an episode where Deborah ran into all three of them? Because there's a part where Deborah like turns to Videl and is like, oh, you're head over heels about Gohan, aren't you? Or am I making that up?
Frieza's cannon fodder. I don't know how someone so horrible can have so many followers.
They're well-equipped and well-organized. Even got a proper uniform.
I wonder if working for Frieza has good health benefits.
That's a great question. It probably doesn't, but that's a great question.
Who's this?
He kinda reminds me of Vegeta and Goku, but...
Yeah, I get that. He gives me the strangest feeling.
You think so? Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess I see it.
I don't. How does Broly remind you of Goku and Vegeta? I don't see it.
Now this looks like a strong fighter.
Does that mean he's also a Saiyan?
That must be why he has such a similar vibe to Goku and the others.
how, in like what context does this point out that he is a Saiyan? The hair's not blonde or anything, so how would, like, I don't get that. Okay.
Those muscles are ridiculous in size. He certainly looks stronger.
So, is this different from a regular Super Saiyan form?
Either way, he looks dangerous.
I was really hoping that Dell would have said something about the green because he's more green than yellow when it comes to Super Saiyan, but you know, I guess we'll live with what we got.
This Broly guy supposedly grew up in the wild. They say he's so strong that even Goku couldn't beat him on his own.
He worked for the Frieza Force for a little while. I hope he's not another bad guy to deal with.
He was actually being used by his father and is rather innocent at heart. The way he talks is kind of adorable, in its own way.
Okay, Bulma, I see you. Flirting with Broly? It's kind of weird.
Broly's become a delinquent too. Must be his dad's fault that he took a bad turn.
I've heard that Broly's father, Paragus, put an electric collar on him to make him obey his commands.
How awful to do that to your own child.
He did do that. He did indeed do that.
His hair is so spiked out and his muscles are bulging. He looks like he's about to explode or something.
In this state, you lose your sense of self, apparently. That's part of why Broly's training with Vegeta and Goku under Beerus.
Wow, maybe he'll come visit Earth sometime.
Okay, so I wonder if at some point, because I thought this was like controlled Super Saiyan Broly, but he doesn't have eyeballs still, like the pupil. So I wonder if at some point in the future we'll get like controlled Super Saiyan Broly.
He wished for immortality and wanted to overrun the Earth with his demon legion. He's like a competent version of Pilaf.
If he's gained eternal life, then that means he's still alive out there somewhere.
If he ever shows his face again, Goku and Gohan will knock him out.
Funny enough, as a little kid, I always thought that garlic and pilaf were the same character. I don't know what that makes me.
This quack was a real problem. He wanted to implant his brain in Goku's body.
Ew, that's disgusting. So glad Goku managed to dodge that bullet.
He was a scientist when he was alive, right? If he wasn't evil, I bet you two would have a lot in common, Bulma.
Maybe not. I wouldn't want to know what's inside that brain.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen The World's Strongest, but I know that's what it's from. Ooh, what is it about turtle lips?
This Saiyan bully looks just like Goku, but they're not even remotely related to each other.
So he's like the shadow to Goku? Well, don't confuse them and accidentally give this creep a hug.
He may look like Goku on the outside, but he's rotten to the core on the inside.
I need turtleish lore. Like, I really do. Where did he come from? Why does he look like Goku? Was it just, like, lazy writing? What was it? Tell me.
He's a Namekian like Piccolo, but his evil heart makes him very uncommon from the rest of his kind.
He wanted to use the Dragon Balls to gain eternal youth. Can't say I haven't thought of the same thing.
Hey, come on now.
You know, I also don't think I've ever seen Lord Slug movies. I'm not gonna lie.
That slug in his giant form, all this did was amplify his weakness to high-pitched noises.
Piccolo hates those kinds of noises too, right?
My mischievous side wants to whistle in his vicinity.
I had no idea. I just got taught lore. I had no idea that Namekians didn't like... I know they had good hearing, but I didn't realize, like, it would annoy them or hurt them.
Frieza's older brother looks a lot like him. Their voices are quite distinct, though.
Yet another jerk who's got a bone to pick with Goku.
I wonder if Frieza is so insecure about being short because his brother is so much taller than him.
The stray. That stray was crazy. Videl didn't have to do Frieza like that.
This is what Cooler looks like when he gets serious. He's all spiky and wears a face mask.
Gotta be tough to breathe in that mask.
Probably ventilated.
No way they talked about his face mask. That is crazy.
This is one of a million robots Cooler made when he was at Death's door. Just when it seemed like he was done with. What a sore loser.
There was no end to them. I don't know what kind of technology they were crafted from, but I wouldn't want it to fall into the wrong hands.
Frieza's family's bad news, no matter what form they take.
That interesting. Okay. How does Bulma know about this stuff, man? That is actually okay.
This is another one of the androids that Dr. Gero made. Looks like its sole purpose is to kill Goku.
That old quack never quits, does he? I wish he'd forget about Goku and go do something else with his life.
You're right. His research could have been put to far better use.
Not wrong. Gero definitely had, a thing for Goku.
This was when Android 13 absorbed parts from 14 and 15. Goku crushed him with the power of a spirit bomb.
I was worried sick when Gohan got put in the hospital. Thank goodness he was able to get back to his studies.
After that, Vegeta and Piccolo kinda just didn't come home for a while. At least not till the fish jumped. Oh, and don't ask.
Wait. wait, that's funny. That is funny that they added that in here. That is that is great.
This is a bad guy who came to take over Earth. He and his gang came to interrupt a tournament.
Everyone ended up in the hospital after defeating Bojack. Oh, I was so worried.
Wait, there was a newspaper article saying my dad defeated him. Ugh, did he take all the credit again?
Wait, did he? I don't remember that happening in, at the end of the movie. I don't remember Hercule taking credit for that.
This is Bojack after he powered up and transformed his look. He changed his hair and his skin.
Gohan was the one who took him down, right? People who risk their lives to protect others are the coolest.
Goku left it to the kids again. Oh, wait, was he dead at the time?
Yes, he was. This is after Cell Saga, technically. So, and then Trunks was still there from the future. So, what you gonna do about it?
Oh, this chubby little guy reminds me of Boo.
He's not all that smart since he can only say his name over and over. But I heard he got really sad when Goku said mean things to him.
Goku really can be an idiot sometimes.
Mean? Was it mean, though? Was it mean?
This was when Janemba transformed, after Goku had him against the ropes.
I don't think I've ever seen two forms of the same person so radically different.
He's gonna catch a cold with his midriff exposed like that.
There's no way that's what Chi-Chi concentrated on. She was really just looking at his midriff. That is crazy.
He looks a little intimidating, but I remember hearing that he was an ancient hero that sealed away a giant monster or something.
He gave Trunks his sword as a gift. It's become his most treasured possession, a keepsake of their time together.
Think he's been doing well since then?
He went back 1,000 years into the past using our time machine. I hope we see him again someday.
Was that movie canon? Because that is cool for them to say that. That is actually the coolest conversation I've heard yet about Tapion, being basically almost made canon through this game. Because that is interesting. Very interesting.
A big old bug that can turn into smoke and swallow you whole. Ah!
This thing was sealed inside Tapion's body. Goku defeated him, but the city took a toll. It was a real mess.
Vegeta was pissed when his house was destroyed.
Vegeta was mad? Why is Vegeta mad? I get the house being destroyed sucks, but, your wife is rich, bro. Why are you mad?
Vegeta?
I mean, he kinda looks like him.
I'm not gonna lie, he's kinda scary.
Oh, right. Okay, I was like, wait, what do you mean you don't recognize him? Right, GT.
Who the heck is this baby guy anyway?
Beats the heck out of me.
He doesn't look human, that's for sure.
Okay, cool. There's no lore for them between the girls. No tea. I like how they just talk about the looks when they don't really know what's going on.
This baby guy doesn't stay in the same form for long, huh?
Transformed again already? Daring today, aren't we?
At this point, I can't even tell how strong he is.
Yeah, I like how they just go off looks when they have nothing else to say.
He turned into a great ape!
Does that mean he's also a Saiyan?
That's one big monkey. Would we ever be able to defeat something like this?
What was it? The Blutz Waves. Blast waves. Ooh, okay, what do they say about Shenron?
Well, what the? This guy is the scariest looking dragon I've ever seen.
Something about those eyes of his. I feel like Goku and the others would struggle against him as an enemy.
You're right. He feels more powerful than anyone they've ever faced.
Yeah.
Interesting you say that when Beerus exists. Interesting you say that, though.
Oh no! The dragon transformed!
The Dragon Balls have become a part of him. Are they what caused this?
Who can say? Oh, those spikes on his back make me cringe in fear.
He seems even more powerful than before.
No lie, Thunder Dragon did hurt when you got hit. It was Thunder Dragon, right? Ooh, what? Videl has to talk her ish here, right?
I swear, there's so many muscle-bound fighters that just so happen to be bald.
Ugh, this guy was such a creep. You know, Gohan once told me that having shorter hair makes it harder for the opponent to grab you.
I guess Krillin, Tien, and Master Roshi had the right idea, huh?
Didn't even talk about him. I thought Videl was gonna be like a little bit mad. Like, what? Come on, give me something to work with.
I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw Vegeta groveling in front of anyone. But a god of destruction would do it.
Yet with no hesitation, you had the guts to slap him right across the face.
Well, yeah. He ruined my party after all.
So intense. I can't believe all that happened over some pudding.
Videl wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. Pudding? You just wouldn't get it.
Whis is an angel who works as Beerus's attendant and teacher. He's also my foodie buddy.
Oh, that Whis. He's always transporting Goku somewhere, again and again.
Oh, I'm jealous. I want a foodie buddy. Lisa's kind and has a soft demeanor, but he can also be pretty strict.
Yeah, that was a little weird. They had like 3 different conversations while also trying to explain Whis. That was a little weird.
Trunks came from the distant future to our era to fight this guy.
Why did he have to go and steal Goku's body?
Maybe it's just because he wanted to be as strong as a Saiyan. Who knows? These bad guys are just jerks.
I know, right? I mean, it's a simple reason, but I get it. Though I question why he didn't take Vegeta's body instead.
Come on, Bulma, we know the answer. It's because Goku's a tad bit stronger, just a tad bit. Also, I don't think Zamasu ever met Vegeta, like regular Zamasu ever met Vegeta before, you know, he had this grand plan. What does Chi-Chi say here about Rose?
This pink-haired villain better not do anything to tarnish my Goku's reputation looking like that.
Super Saiyan Rose, he called it. So pretentious.
He looks like Goku, but his name and manner of speaking are pretty conceited.
What a total narcissist.
Damn, he just caught strays all round. That's crazy.
This guy is a Supreme Kai like ours, but from another universe?
Powerful as he is, he's still only training to become a Supreme Kai. Shin from our universe is a lot less intimidating.
What did the Supreme Kai actually do anyway?
Man, there's so many types of gods. It's hard to keep track of them all.
You know, Chi-Chi calling some facts. What do the Supreme Guys do? Like, I get they kind of look over, like, a quadrant of their space, but, like, besides that, they're not really strong, you know?
This was the Potara fusion between Zamasu and the fake Goku, though there's barely any Goku you could glean from this freak.
His hairstyle is a little bit in the vein of Goku, I guess.
Yeah, but the way he speaks, and especially the way he thinks, doesn't have a lick of Goku in it.
Okay, that's true. Not much to say there, home. They just keep roasting.
Ah! What the heck is that supposed to be?
It's so terrifying. Why is he melting?
This was the result of his desperation to beat Goku and the others.
Is this what a fusion between Goku and Vegeta gone wrong would look like?
Huh? Oh, I hope not. Think of the kids!
You guys wouldn't get it. You guys don't know the full lore. I get it. You guys just don't get it, but I get it.
The audacity of this creep! He's an assassin who went after Goku!
Despite being a loner, I heard that during the Tournament of Power, he used his time skip to rescue his teammates.
According to the data, he's over 1,000 years old. He's much older than he looks.
Shouldn't an assassin have their personal information a little more private?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean according to the data? What you mean by that, Bulma? Where does they have data?
Huh? Is this another of Frieza's clan?
He looks similar, but comes from a different universe.
I don't like this guy one bit.
He seems like the type that would cheat to win.
How would you know that? Interesting. Are you just judging off the, looks? That's kind of, it's kind of something, Vidal. It's kind of something. She's not wrong, though.
This is a Saiyan from Universe 6 who claims to be Vegeta's student. He's very proper and polite.
Is it really okay for him to have Vegeta as his teacher?
Yeah, I can't really picture him as a sensei.
He probably just wants to learn how to do Vegeta's special techniques. I would.
What you mean by that, Vidal? Also, Papa is just he just spins on that.
He's become a delinquent!
Look at that. I guess every Saiyan can turn Super Saiyan.
Our universes have more similarities than we think.
They do be parallel universes.
I bet you anything it's because of Vegeta's influence that he became a delinquent, right?
He looks about as prideful as his master gets.
He'd be giving in to his anger, probably convinced that it's a Saiyan's true nature. I can just picture it.
I do love that the personality that Bulma gives out is she loves Vegeta. I do love that. So I get when he is a small spoon and he spills all the tea. I get it.
This is a female Saiyan from Universe 6. She's a confident pug. Totally hardcore.
Pan and Bolo will be as tough as her someday.
As long as they're not delinquents.
What do you mean by... Okay, so she's gonna be mad here. She's gonna be mad.
This chick was a delinquent even before she became a Super Saiyan.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No objections here.
For once, she's not wrong, but it's still wrong.
She looks so shy and mild-mannered. Is she a Saiyan too?
I'm pretty sure she is. Maybe not every Saiyan wants to be a fighter.
With as many ruffians as she's usually surrounded by, quiet Saiyans must be a rare breed on their planet.
Yeah, she's a little different from a normal Saiyan, but so are all the Universe 6 Saiyans. Besides Kefla, I think Kefla's the only one that's still I want to fight.
This is when she loses total control of her own power. Better to be safe and just stay out of her way.
Incredible! So this is what a female Saiyan looks like when she really lets loose.
She's gotta be overflowing with power.
It must be cool to actually see a girl Saiyan since you don't see one, right? Pan is a Saiyan, but she's only a quarter Saiyan, technically.
This is when she gets her power under control and stops going berserk. Looks like her physique balanced out a bit too, huh?
You make it sound like she went on a diet.
Even if she looks different, that doesn't mean she's any less strong.
Not gonna lie, I thought this form was also Super Saiyan 2, but I guess she just goes Super Saiyan.
When Kale and Caulifla fuse with those Patara things, they call themselves Kefla. Guess other universes name their fusions like we do.
I wonder what their name would be if they did the fusion dance instead.
Cauliflail?
Not very intimidating.
I like that. I like that they hinted at them potentially be doing a fusion dance in the future.
Her hair is such a blindingly bright color now, and she's always hyper all the time too.
Yeah, she's pretty energetic.
Cabba's gonna have a tough time wrangling her.
What? Is that a ship? Are they trying to ship them? That's kind of... okay.
This saucy little delinquent is super tough, uses foul language, and beat up my poor Goku. What a hussy.
It'd be interesting to see other fighters fuse with the Patara. Imagine the incredible opponents our boys could fight against.
Like fusing Frieza and Cell?
If we put those two together, there wouldn't be enough good guys in the universe to handle that.
Okay, first of all, you cannot say that, Chi-Chi. You just can't say that. That was crazy for you to say that.
He's a warrior from Universe 11. His facial expression is so neutral, it's hard to tell what he's thinking.
He always looks kinda pissed off to me.
He comes off as cool, but it's a sense of justice that's his greatest quality.
Not much going on with Jiren, huh? They have to say something here, right?
This is when Jiren went all out against Goku.
Those muscles are crazy. But Goku beat him in the end, right?
He had to team up with Frieza to do it, and even then it was a draw. Taking him on alone would have been impossible.
Okay, so they just know about, okay. Not much to say there.
I've heard this guy is the leader of the Pride Troopers. Must be a tough job to organize a group as unique as that.
Jiren seems like the strongest, but I didn't realize he wasn't the leader.
A leader's performance needs to be in service of their entire team, and this guy knows how to pull that off.
You're right. Toppo's got plenty of showmanship.
And when have you guys ever seen Toppo in action to make these allegations?
Whoa! His aura, his body, his whole disposition has completely shifted.
He abandoned his sense of justice. Oh, it's scary how quickly people will change themselves to achieve victory.
They'll give up anything and everything to win. They're really determined.
I mean, him throwing away like his pride and stuff, sure, but I don't, you gotta do what you gotta do to win.
A purple rabbit? Or a cat, maybe? Whatever he is, he's one of the reps for Universe 11.
My Gohan had no choice but to team up with Frieza at the Tournament of Power to beat this guy.
He's able to cooperate with even someone like Frieza in order to protect our world. I love that man.
Okay, there it is. There's the glaze on Gohan from Videl finally. Jeez, about time she starts doing some spins.
These are the three warrior brothers from Universe 9. Their bark is just as impressive as their bite.
Didn't he fight Goku shortly before the Tournament of Power?
Right. But as always, Goku was stronger.
Okay, they mentioned the brothers, but like the brothers are not here. So it's kind of crazy that they mentioned the other two, but it's just Bergamo. So, foreshadow? Maybe.
She's a female warrior from Universe 2. I've heard her transformations are pretty different from Goku and the others.
I heard she has a huge fan base in the universe she came from.
After that transformation sequence, I was an instant fan.
Fan? I was so happy when 17 interrupted.
Another warrior from Universe 2, just like Ribrianne. She seems to treat martial arts more like hunting prey.
Not sure if that's a misunderstanding or just her style.
If it's the latter, I've seen far cooler styles than that.
Okay, how do they praise Ribrianne but then roast her completely?
And another warrior from Universe 2, like Ribrianne, she fights with the fists of Yachina.
Must be a fighting style used in Universe 2.
Fascinating to see the techniques of the other universes.
How do they know all this tea? I don't even think Vegeta knew that. So, like, how does Bulma know that? Or not Bulma, Chi-Chi know this? That's crazy. And I believe this is the last one. So, I know it's been a longer video, and I appreciate anyone that's still hanging around and hanging out for this last one. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and let's finish it off here.
This is what the warriors from Universe 3 look like when they fuse. Didn't anyone tell them that size doesn't matter?
Gohan sent this ugly thing tumbling.
He could warp time and space to launch his attacks. Ugh, I'd love to learn more about that kind of technology.
You guys heard it here first. Size doesn't matter. Thank you, Chi-Chi. You are actually the MVP for this now.